Whew, it is hot, hot, hot. Let's see if I put a little temperature in here. 90 degrees in the workshop today. Polly, she's out there laying in the sun with her feet in the air. I don't know how she does it. So this video is about preparing for the next recession. I purposely don't watch the news. I do check in with my local news just to keep up to date on the local crime and who's shooting who and where they're shooting them at. But other than that, I try to steer clear of all the social media. I don't follow any Instagram accounts that talk politics or really anything. Try to stay stress-free and just have a happy regular day without these outside influences. Things are getting crazy out there. I accidentally clicked onto the news and I don't know what the heck. I mean, we got reading children's books at libraries. We've got shootings. We've got all sorts of crazy going on. That is unstable. And what we need is a stable, thriving economy. We also have another political group, which I don't belong to either of the major ones, so don't think this is politics driven. I don't belong to either of them. They want to see the current administration and the current economy fail so that they can say, aha, see? Now let us in so we can tax everybody and give everything for free. If you just look at their platforms, they want to give things away. But nothing is for free. The money has to come from somewhere. Follow the money. And I was doing this in my head yesterday. Okay, what is my group of customers? What's their income? And where do they get their money? Where do they get their money from that they give to me? Once they, have all their bills paid and they're comfortable and they've got surplus, where does that money come from? So I did a Google search on what companies are employing and hiring the most people at $100,000 or more. You guys can do it. Maybe if I'm motivated, I'll put a link in the description to the articles. But it's mostly tech companies. Google, Amazon, a couple other tech companies that I've never heard of that mostly employ my demographics. Millennials, people that just get out of college, they have a bachelor's in computer science, they know how to code. For the last few years, those businesses have been growing and thriving. They're investing in expansion. They're investing in their innovation. They're investing in their employees. Bonuses are going up. Speaking of bonuses, I went through this. I was just out of college. It was 100% job placement. You just had to have a degree and a heartbeat, and you were on a job site building houses. So my first year out of college, I got a $14,000 a year bonus. Then it jumped up to $18,000, and then it jumped up to $22,000. And I was straight out of college. There were people senior to me that were getting $30,000, $40,000, and $50,000 bonuses in a year. So when that economy turned, 2007, 2008, 2009, there was a massive scale back. Of course, I was in the housing market. That was the hardest hit area. But the first thing they did is they took away our bonuses. So now you just have a salary. This also happened to a good friend of mine. He was a proprietor of a restaurant. And a major portion of his yearly income came from bonuses. He was well over six figures. And keep in mind, this was well over a decade ago, back in 07, 08. That was pretty good money 10 years ago. Keep in mind, every 20 years, the value of the dollar, I think, gets cut in half. So he was that's like current $150,000 a year. So he got his entire bonus gone. Why? Because no one was going out to eat. Bonuses were based off the restaurant's ability to beat the previous year's sales for that month, for that quarter, for that year. So he went from $110,000, $120,000 a year down to a $54,000 a year salary with a wife and 2 kids. You know what happens when our customers have their income cut in half? They stop spending money. They stop spending money on luxury renovations. They stop spending money on basic maintenance. So what am I doing now? I can see it on the horizon. It's coming. There's no way around it. You can blame it on politics or one side or the other. You can say it just goes in cycles. It goes up and down. But a lot of us have been blurred by green money. Money is just flowing. If you've got a toolbox and a truck, you can easily be making $90,000, $100,000 a year. I get messages weekly from guys who say, "Holy cow, you're right. I didn't realize I could charge this much." Well, that's because we have a luxury right now of this economy. So what am I doing to prepare for when it's all gone? When I can no longer just freaking go to the club and make it rain. I don't do that. I bought some other things this last year that I would never have been able to do if it wasn't for the current state of the economy and the confidence that all these major businesses have, and the confidence that my customers have that they're going to get their bonuses all year long. Millennials are going to be on the chopping block. They got the lowest seniority. They're going to be the first to be laid off. They're going to be the first to have their bonuses cut. They're going to be the first to not have their a raise. They're not going to get a cost of living raise. They're not going to get a cost of inflation raise. They're not going to get any sort of raise. It's just going to flatline. So I'm focusing more on older customers. Older customers and giving them extreme high value for the dollar. I've forgotten all about making that dollar. What I am now focusing on is earning their future business. When all these millennials that just spend money because they can't screw in a light bulb or reset a GFI outlet, they'll just live without that outlet working. They'll be blow drying their hair in the freaking backyard if all the outlets are out. So I'm focusing on the older community and keeping my price point low. Not ridiculously low where I'm going to go broke, but just focusing on extreme high value for their dollars spent. So that when it comes time, in 2 years from now, they call me. Wow, that guy, he gave me such a great deal. And another thing is really focusing on the customer service. Over the past year or so, all you had to do was answer the phone and you're hired. Period. You just show up and you're hired. There's so much demand that you just have to show up and answer the phone. Kind of crazy. That's what I'm doing. I'm also trying, because I haven't felt the hit yet, we will, stop all spending on luxury items. And I don't know how bad the next recession or downturn is going to be, what that's going to do to real estate markets, but I set up a money market account where I'm putting in $7,000 to $10,000 a month. Some of that I can pull out to pay taxes. I have been paying quarterly taxes, but I know it's not going to be nearly enough to cover the tax bill come next April. But this money market account, it earns more than your savings, but it's a short-term place to put your money. So in a year, maybe the housing market will turn down and I'll have $100,000 that I could easily put down on a house, on a fixer-upper. Maybe it'll take 2 years and I can put maybe 50% down on a $400,000 house to fix up. More YouTube content. Now what would I be doing if I'm just getting started? The exact same thing. I was planning on doing a video because I talk about, how easy it is to make money and I got all this money and everybody should have money. There's guys who are just getting started out. They don't have that network. They don't have a name. They don't have a brand. They don't have a reputation yet. I think that will be a separate video. But I wanted everybody to kind of put that in the back of their mind that we're just living the life of luxury right now for our specific industry. It could be drastically different in 1 to 2 years. Don't get caught with your pants down. That's one thing I saw a lot, is I saw all these subcontractors and small contractors scaling up like crazy, scaling up, funneling all their profits back into marketing and scaling up to handle all the workload. 2006, 2007, the housing market was going like crazy. They couldn't build houses fast enough. All those guys are completely out of business, bankrupt, done and gone. Brings me to another topic about scaling up. I briefly touched on it in some past videos, and I was asked to do another video about scaling up. And I said, you know, I can't make a video on scaling up. It's actually supposed to be a sponsored video. I said, that's not my style. I am about self-employment. They said, well, how about make a video on why you won't scale up? So I might get more into detail on my experience and what I've seen and what the alternatives are to scaling up, so that you end up at the same point with less risk. A lot less risk. Multimillionaires, where we all want to be. I think that's it for this video. I think we can have a great discussion on this. Let's keep it free of politics. Keep the socialists, the democratic socialist freaks out of the comments. Let's focus on how we can advance our standard of living, our quality of life now and in the next recession. Some of you guys who've been in business for a while, share your experience in 2008 to 2010. What did you feel? What did you see? What state was your business? How did you get through it? Things like that. Okay, goodbye.